It has been a while. Hello! How the heck are you? Now, I know that you've seen interviews that I've done recently, but it's been a while since I've had a little chat. You've had a little chat with yours truly. And to be honest, if you have followed along on social media and heard any of the interviews that I've done, I shared recently, back in the beginning of April, I had a whole tooth fiasco, and there's so much that I want to share about that, that I don't know that I'm going to have time to share today, but I need to. There's a lot happening behind me. Whoa. What is all that noise? Hold on. Anyway, the whole tooth fiasco. And it was quite a journey. I turned 40 on March 14th. Basically the day before, I felt like my glands felt a little swollen, like things felt a little off, but it was like allergy season. It's spring, things are happening. And I was like, I think maybe I'm just having some sort of like allergy reaction. And then the next day was my birthday. I went out with my husband, had a great time. We just had the best date and hung out and bought the Post Malone painting. If you haven't seen that on my Instagram, you got to go check it out. And then the next day, it like started getting like more sore. And then we went to Tennessee for spring break and spent time with family. And I wound up with strep. Apparently, I had strep that whole time. So it started with strep throat, and then it like went into, I had a tonsil stone, which is disgusting, by the way, but that's like that little like thing you get in your throat that you feel like you can't get it out, and it's disgusting. It was the worst one of my life. Usually those go away in a couple of days. It just would not go away. I was so agitated. And on the heels of getting over strep and then having a tonsil stone, blah, then I was on a call like for a work meeting. There's so much chaos happening around me. And I think it's because we have family coming into town today. And I'm trying to record a quick video while I should probably not be. My husband's cleaning out the back patio. Welcome back, my friends. So anyway, hopefully you're going to be able to listen to this on YouTube, but on the actual podcast, it will probably edit some of this stuff out of the background. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, so I had the tonsil stone. Then I was on a work call. And while I'm on the work call, this guy and I connect on the work call, and then after the work call, he messages me and says, I run, or I'm like a sponsor, part of a forum, like a tech leaders forum in Charlotte, and we need somebody to come speak on our panel. We need an HR presence. It's about executive compensation. Would you be interested in coming to speak with our other panelists? Which I was like, oh my gosh, I never get invited anywhere to speak. So that was in early April, that it was going to happen in May. So it was about a month away or so. And then I had a massive like tooth situation happen because, I mean, there's so many other things I want to go into, but for another time, because I want to try to get to the point of today's video. And that is to share with you that just a lot that's been going on in my own life. And so I had this root canal retreatment that needed to be done, went and got that process started. It wasn't expected to turn into anything other than just like a root canal retreatment, maybe some soreness for a couple of days. And then in like a week or so, I would come back and get the rest of it completed, go back to my dentist, get a crown put on, and we would live happily ever after. And that is not what happened. What happened is I had a massive infection that took place. It was awful. It was 9 days of relentless. I don't know what the word is. Like pain that would not subside or give up and stop. It was the worst pain of my life. And I was comparing it to labor pain because it would come in waves, and medication wasn't working. And I wasn't on any sort of like strong medication. I was just on Tylenol and ibuprofen. Tylenol was like freaking candy at this point, but it just wasn't helping. And I was having to take such major doses of ibuprofen to try to get anything to happen that eventually we moved to a prescription, high dose of ibuprofen. And then my blood pressure started getting crazy. So, and I was on antibiotics, and it was just so much craziness. And it just shut me down for days. And then like shortly as I was recovering out of that, I lost my voice. In the meantime, I go on like an ADHD, like manic, like cleanup process where I was like, I need to clean my office, and I just set up my podcast area. So I bought a new microphone and I reorganized my office and I put some stuff in place, only to realize that the microphone would not hook into my camera, which is what I do here, and that I needed a Scarlett, which whatever the heck that is. So I did a little research on it, bought a Scarlett, and then realized that you have to like, maybe I'm making this more complicated than it needs to be, but I just don't have the mental capacity to look into learning this right now. But you have to record audio and video separate, and then you put them together. And I'm like, I'm just not in the learning phase for that right now. I don't want to learn that right now. So because my in-laws are coming to town, I had to clean my office up, which is a perk for them, but also for me because it forces me to clean my office. And I just hooked up my old microphone, which is not the greatest quality, but at least it gave me access to you again to say hi and to give an update. So a lot has changed. Oh my gosh, so many things happened from the month of March to now, which today is May 20th. I don't know when I'm going to post this, but today is May 20th. And there has been this massive shift and upgrade in my life that I cannot even fully express to you right now. It was like all this magical, crazy stuff, like where you're getting an upgrade. You're definitely going through a quantum leap. Something massive is shifting and happening in your life. And then you have this like short window of time to really take that all in. That's when the music hits really deep, like when you hear certain songs and you play them on repeat because it's speaking to your soul and something's purging and something's shifting and you're upgrading into this new level of consciousness. And then it just disappears and you're just in regular life, but you're totally different in regular life. And one thing I always say is, something has massively shifted and changed in me, and I won't know what that is until I get into the environments that are my like familiar environments and realize how different I am. So that happened, and it was like integration. And that's what integration is. It's where it goes from being like this big deal to this big, massive like epiphany into this place of like, yeah, this is just normal life. It made me think about, so I spoke on this panel, right? So a couple weeks ago, I went to Charlotte, spoke on the panel, and the morning of the panel, first of all, I remember just coming into town because I got in there the night before, and I just realized like there was no question about whether I belonged there or not. I just knew that I belonged there. Had I been in an environment like that in the past, I would have imposter syndrome. I would feel like really anxious and like performance anxiety and what if I blush and all the things that I would feel in those kind of environments. But it was just something just really like homey about being in Charlotte and I'd never been to Charlotte before, where I just felt like, I belong here. Why wouldn't I belong here? Then the day of the actual event, I showed up. I don't know anybody there. I get introduced to the guy who was moderating and then also the other panelist. And it was just like so smooth and our energy was just flowing. And these are like incredibly smart and talented men. One of them is a CEO. One of them is a COO, the panelists that were on the panel with me. And we were in the space of the CEOs. It was his business. We were there. That's where the event was being hosted. And they were just so kind. And we were talking about executive compensation, and I'm like, these are numbers and finances, and we're talking equity and stock options and all the things that I know how to hear about, but I don't really care to be an expert in. And they were so okay with that. They were like, you know what? Like, you're going to bring a different perspective. We need to hear from, you, from the people side, from the culture side, and how business and people work together. And anyway, the panel was fantastic. I had a great time. They were fantastic. I learned a lot from them, even on the panel. And then afterwards, so many of the people that were there came up to me and shook my hand and introduced themselves and was just saying like, gosh, you guys had such a great dynamic. I really love the perspective that you brought. But when I thought back about that morning when I was getting ready to go to the event, I was getting on my outfit, I was getting ready, and I was looking in the mirror at myself, and I was just like, why wouldn't I be here? And it took me back to when I wrote my first book, Pressing Forward. And I remember thinking like, one day I'm going to write a book, one day I'm going to write a book, one day I'm going to write a book. I've been thinking I was going to write a book from the time I was in like elementary school when you first start writing. Like, I knew that I was going to be an author and that I would write a book. So when I finally did it, and all the work that went into it and the challenges and feeling like I got rejected by the publisher, but then later to find out that the publisher had never even seen the book that I sent over and my proposal that I sent over, and then how this all came to pass, was I was so afraid of rejection, and I one night finished my proposal, sent it over to the publisher, and never heard back. So I just assumed that it was rejected. And then probably about a year later or so, I can't remember the time frame, 6 months to a year later, I felt courageous enough to reach out to the publisher and ask, why did you reject my book? Like, what feedback could you give to me? I'm open to hearing, like the bad things about my art. And when I did that, the publisher responded and said, I have never seen this before, and we would be definitely interested in publishing your book and talking to you about that. And that is how I got my first published book. It was like, it was just such an amazing journey, a scary journey, but an amazing one. And then when I finished the book, sent it in, everything was completed, they have to actually create the book. So I get my author versions. I get my book sent to me that I order. And I remember when the first one came in the mail, because the big group of books that I get as an author, they weren't going to be there for maybe like another couple of weeks. So I ordered one on Amazon and just paid for it because I was like, I want to see my book. Everybody else is going to get my book before me. So I remember when it showed up in the mail, and I was like, I had my daughter Trinity videotape me or take pictures of me, like, this is my book, this is my moment. And I ripped open the package and I pulled the book out, and I felt these tears like well up in my eyes, enough to capture a photo of like, oh my gosh, I'm looking at my work, it's finally happened. I want to like take a picture of this moment so I remember it forever. And I remember this feeling of like, this doesn't feel authentic. Like, yes, it's a big moment, but why wouldn't I have done this? I knew I was going to do this. I've been knowing for years I was going to do this. Like, I embody the fact that I'm going to be an author. Why am I so shocked? Why is this such a big deal? So I had to learn to celebrate the moment and be in the moment, but that it doesn't have to be this big, massive, crazy, explosive moment, because I have been visualizing this for forever. I've been telling myself this for forever. This is my truth. I embody this. Why wouldn't it be a manifestation on the outside of me if I know that this is what I do? And so anyway, that's how it felt being at that. The vacuum's going. That's how it felt being at the event, being asked to speak on the panel. It was like, I belong here. I am competent. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm talking about. And what I don't know what I'm talking about, that's okay too. They know. They were so smart. That was the great thing about being with a team of people that know these different aspects of business, from the CEO side to the COO side, and then me from the people side, is to have such a great dynamic of knowledge and history and experiences among the three of us. And just owning my spot. I didn't need to be anything other than who I was. And the really interesting thing is, I had a high neck shirt on. It was just like a fantastic outfit. If you haven't seen the pictures, I got so many compliments on the outfit, but it was like a sleeveless, like high neck type of shirt. But I didn't blush or flush for one moment in that room. And if I did, I didn't know that I did. I was just so present and in my own element and embodying the fullness of who I am. I just can't, it's like there was no anxiety for what I want people to think of me or perceive me. And, I know that the things I say don't always land with everybody, and that's okay too. That's not what I'm there for. So, I drove home that afternoon, and I was thinking to myself, like, I feel like I'm supposed to feel so much more. I feel like it was a huge moment for me. Like, I'm still just like overwhelmed by, I can't even put words to it. I'm still overwhelmed by just how incredible the people were that I got to meet. But I also know that so much of what has shifted in my life is a direct reflection of the choices that I've made in my life and the things I have chosen to release and the inner work that I have intentionally done on myself. And I just have this feeling of like, well, why wouldn't those things come to me? Why wouldn't that be my reality? I've been knowing since I was a little girl that I was meant to be on a stage somewhere, that I was supposed to be amplified. My voice was supposed to be amplified and shared, not because I have your answer, but because I I know things and I know that they resonate, and I have my own story, and nobody can take your own story from you. You can't get your own story wrong. A lot of times, even when I'm coaching people, I don't coach like I know your answer. I just listen for the gaps, and then I help you find what's the bridge for that. Or I just share through my own stories, and for people that it resonates with and they can relate in their own lives, they hear their own story in mine, and then they realize what's possible. And so that is what I feel that I am called to do. I do feel that and I know that I am a light worker, that I am here to help expand the consciousness of humanity. And for anybody who wants to receive that invitation and step into that realm with me, then there we are together. And, so anyway, just wanted to get on here and say hi. I got to run. I've got so much to do, but I've been staring at my microphone that is not hooked up for forever, and my voice is actually working. So I wanted to get in front of you and say hi, share a little bit about what's been going on, and at least drop in and share this piece of the story, because there's so much to share that I'm sure will come out in the coming videos and episodes that I'm sharing with you. As you know, Ignite has had a massive rebrand, and that has definitely jacked up my analytics, which I don't always focus on the whole analytics side of things, but coming from Blushing Phoenix and erythrophobia support to let's talk about all the things that April wants to talk about under Ignite with April Pointer, and let's interview people and hear their stories and share about their stuff, has definitely made a little dip in our algorithm. So if this is helpful for you and you support the channel and you like to come along on this journey and you find these episodes helpful, he's all cleaning the door. And you find these episodes helpful, be sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Tell me what part resonated with you and how you're doing in your own life right now. But I will talk to you soon, and thank you for coming along on the journey.